Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing on the December 3rd Al-Anon readings in Courage to Change and a little time for myself. Excuse me. I'm super cozy today in double sweatshirts. Tickle in my throat, but I'm fine. We'll begin with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I'll begin with a little time for myself. Take a moment to look this over. I love this page. The question of the day is, what tools can I use today to respond rather than react? The passage is offering ways to respond in our own time, in our own way, so that we don't react with denial or defensiveness. So ways that we can respond are, I'll take that into consideration. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'll give it some thought. Using these phrases gives us time to think about what works for us rather than, for me, trying to please the other person and saying what the other person wants me to say. Today's reminder reminds us that when someone speaks harshly to us or wants an immediate response, that's not our issue. We can control how other people feel, and we don't have to get drawn into that. We can think about how we want to respond. The quote is from How Al-Anon Works for Families and Friends of Alcoholics. Gives us some other ways to respond, such as, you may be right, thank you for your opinion, I'll consider that, or saying, I'll pray about that. Those responses may bring about more peace than conflict. So back to the question, what tools can I use today to respond rather than react? I love these suggestions. You may be right. I say that sometimes, you may be right. And whenever I say it, I think of that Billy Joel song, you may be right. But so when I say that to somebody, it not only gives me something to say that kind of extends an olive branch rather than causes conflict, But then I'm also thinking of something lighter, which is a song. So it kind of takes me out of that perhaps tense moment. I also I'll give it some thought. I also find myself saying I'll think on it. Or sometimes I say I'll get back to you. Let me think about it. And I love when I remember to do that because it is such a knee-jerk response for me to say what I think the other person wants me to say. And it feels like a relief in that exact moment, but then every time after that, it doesn't feel good because I did not honor myself. I did not think about how I felt about it. I just tried to placate the other person. And that's not my job, and I have no control over how that person feels. The fact that I'm trying to put them at ease only takes away my ability to put myself at ease, which is my biggest job, is to make sure that I'm doing what I need for myself. This is a beautiful reminder. I'll consider that. I'll think about that. These are all great ideas. So how about you? What tools can you use today to respond rather than react? Moving on. Take a moment to read. This page it has no quote, it has no today's reminder. It's all examples of what Al-Anon members have shared about what their idea of meditation is. And basically based on what people shared, it is any action that is quiet, peaceful, serene. Saying the Serenity Prayer could be an example of a meditation. There is definitely no one right way to meditate. This one specifically says that this person visualizes putting all their problems and concerns into their higher power's hands. I like that one. Concentrating on breathing, stepping away from thoughts. Fantastic. I think the biggest thing for me is the knowledge that meditation can be anything. There are people who meditate for hours every day, and there are people who meditate for a couple of minutes here and there. And I guess the the bottom line is that we do what works for us. And I would say that every little bit helps. So whatever we do is positive and can be considered taking care of ourselves. We'll close out with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.